All right, well, welcome everyone to the line this evening. My name is Carly Gwynn, chiming in from Orlando, Florida. Super excited that I have the honor and privilege of being your host tonight and welcoming each and every one of you guys to the Millionaire Mentorship Call. And you guys are absolutely 100% in for a treat tonight. So I hope you are fired up and excited. I hope that you are ready and you've got your pens and notepads ready because you are definitely going to want to take some notes. You are going to want to make sure you got, your record button going because you're not going to want to miss a moment of tonight's call. I promise you that. So we are going to get started in a couple moments. So go ahead and make sure that you have reached out to everyone on your team. Make sure they are on the line and ready to go. Make sure you got yourself to a quiet place, that you have your pen and your notepad ready. I know I've mentioned that already, but again, you're definitely going to want to take notes, okay? Note takers are money makers. So have your journals, your pens, your iPad. Again, your recorder on your phone. That way you can go back and listen, even though I know it's on Facebook Live, but I know some people just like to listen to the audios again and again. So go ahead and make sure you're ready and prepared to do that. Make sure you don't have any distractions or anything like that going on. Just again, make sure you're in a quiet place and you are ready to go. And most importantly, you have your energy and your mindset ready to receive everything that our speaker has to share with us tonight. So again, you are in for an absolute treat this evening. So if you're just now jumping onto the call and you have not already done so, you see, I'm so excited. I forgot about jumping into the chat to put your name and where you're chiming in from. So if you haven't already done that, go ahead and put your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so I can welcome you to the call tonight. I see we have Barbie chiming in from Chandler, Arizona, Carla Wynn chiming in from Baltimore, Maryland, Emma chiming in from the DMV, Dr. Arlene from the DMV, Tania in Puerto Rico, Erica in Puerto Rico, Kathy in Georgia, Kenneth in the DMV, Clella in Fort Worth, Texas, Alana in Ontario, California. Welcome, Jose. Welcome to the line tonight. Let's see, April in California. Welcome, Gabby in Orlando. Welcome, Donna in St. Louis. Welcome. Eddie in Houston, welcome. Leslie in South Carolina, welcome. Valerie in Houston, welcome. Jessica in Colorado, Lauren in South Carolina, Philip in Jacksonville, Leroy in St. Louis, Kathy in Texas, Brian in Nashville, Joseph in Virginia, Amanda in the DMV. Welcome to each and every single one of you guys. We have a moment or two left. So go ahead if you haven't already done so. Again, send out those last minute text messages. If you're watching on Facebook Live, go ahead and tag anyone that's joining you on the call. Again, you want to make sure every single person that you're working with is on this line and ready to go. Again, you are in for an absolute treat this evening. So I am fired up and excited if you cannot tell. So again, as I am every single Monday night, but again, I got an extra special guest that's joining us on the call, extra special speaker, someone very, very near and dear to my heart who's joining us here momentarily. So again, guys, definitely don't want to miss tonight's call. So if you're just now jumping on, welcome to the line tonight. My name is Carly Gwynn. I am chiming in tonight from Orlando, Florida. It is my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to be your host tonight and welcome you to the call this evening. If you are just now joining us, go ahead and jump into the chat. Let me know your name and where you're chiming in from. Also, go ahead and get yourself to a quiet place. Get your pens and notepads ready. Make sure you've reached out to everyone on your team and that they are on the line and ready to go. Okay, so let me jump back into the chat and see who we have joining us. Dale Boudreaux in Louisiana, welcome to the line. Jeremy and Festus, welcome. I love to see that excitement, Gabby. Who else is excited on the call tonight? Let me see it. Oh, I see we have our VP of Sales, Mr. Sam Bean, in the house. Woo! Excited to see you on the call, sir. Welcome to the line this evening, Colleen. Mark in Los Angeles, welcome. Freddie in San Antonio, welcome. Ben, welcome to the line tonight. Eric in Virginia, welcome. Sabrina in Houston, welcome. Shane in Idaho, welcome. For those of you just now jumping on, this is the Millionaire Mentorship Call. This is where you want to make sure you are every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time without fail. This is one of those non-negotiable calls, right? This is one of those calls you want to block that time out in your calendar and make sure you don't schedule anything else at that time. You want to show up here on point and on purpose, ready to go to help grow your business and your bank account, and most importantly, your mindset and your personal growth, because that's how you make everything else happen anyways, right? So let's see here. I believe the time has now come for me to step out of the way of greatness. The woman that I have the honor and privilege of introducing to you tonight, she is a key part in launching several international companies, one that did over $3 billion in sales in just 10 years. She is the founder of the WOW movement, empowering women all over the world. She is a loving and devoted wife and mother. She is spiritually grounded, and she has a goal to positively impact the lives of 10 million women directly and indirectly through her walk of life. And now she is spearheading the Rain H2O water filtration product line. She is one of the most amazing women that I have ever met, and she leads with her heart and does everything, and I mean everything, with the utmost excellence and purpose. I absolutely love her with all of my heart. Please help me welcome to the line someone I'm honored to call my coach, my mentor, and my friend, the director of Rain H2O, Mrs. Kim Bean.
Hey there, everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction. Shout out to Carly Gwen. I appreciate you for doing I heart you too, Carly. An amazing job introducing me, but this call is definitely not about me. So, those that, already know me, hey, hello, how you doing? Those that don't know me, a little bit of background about myself. Everything that she shared was legit, was true. I didn't even have to pay her to share all of that, right? But my background, quick synopsis here, just so you could kind of see, my background, why I'm here, why we're speaking, and things like that. My name is Kim Bean. That's true. I'm the best half of Samuel Bean. I love to have fun. I'm serious at a lot of times, but I also love to have fun. Why be in business with amazing people and not be able to enjoy it, right? So we're going to have fun tonight, but we're also going to be serious, and we're also going to learn some tips on how to put this money into your pocket, right? And my main focus is, of course, my background being the director of Rain H2O. We are going to have a focus conversation on Rain H2O, but I do want to kind of dive in on the mentality and the mindset, just like Carly introduced this call. This call is about the mentality. It's about the mindset. It's not called Millionaire Mindset for nothing, right? We're on this call to gather together to get those tips, to get those nuggets from the professionals, from the experts that have already made those millions, and be able to pass on those nuggets to, each and every one. So we could say, hey, you know what? I too learned from the best of the best. And ladies and gentlemen, you are on a call each and every Monday. If you're not making a point to be on these calls every single Monday, because this is where you get the golden nuggets. It's those little bits and pieces and the nuances that you gather information from different people and be able to say, you know what? Oh man, it hit me just like that, right? When XYZ talked about the mindset, when XYZ talked about being at events, when XYZ talked about, going, sharing the plan, when the Julios of the world said, you know what, you got to come in with excitement, and the Eds of the world comes in and say, you know what, you got to be there at the events, or Mr. Fabian, coming in and sharing the details of all these different verticals that we have, or Mr. Juan saying, hey, you know what, this is how you overcome, some of the technology obstacles, or, you have the, Jennifers of the world that's sharing with you the ADTs. Like, you have professionals that are coming to the line that says, hey, this is how I did it. So I'm sharing this with you. So my brother yesterday, we were together for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone that's out there that is a mother. And motherhood is just, to me, the best hood is motherhood, right? So I'm loving life. But I was with my brother yesterday, and he brought in some amazing barbecue. and the barbecue was awesome. Like it was pretty, it was crisp on the edges and everything, right? And he was like, "Well, this is courtesy of Kim." I'm like, "I didn't cook that. How is that courtesy of Kim?" He said, "Well, you're the one that gave me the pellet grill." And so I gave him a pellet grill like a couple of years ago. And I said, "You know what? I gave you that grill because I already had a gas grill. I didn't know how to work the pellet grill. So I was like, you know what? You can have it. Just take it home." And he took it home and he's been making the best barbecue ever. And I told him a story. I said, it's kind of like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, you put a basketball in Michael Jordan's hand, and I mean, he has NBA rings, right? I don't know what those are called, but I mean, he has big rings that he's earned with his team, right? Y'all gonna be like, Kim's gonna lose some brownie points with talking about sports. But you put the basketball in my hand, I can't do nothing with it, right? So with that barbecue pit, I put it in my brother's hands and he made some amazing barbecue. You give me that pellet grill, I can't do anything with it. So Kim, what is the reason behind this story? The reason behind this story is we're going to put those golden nuggets out into your hands. We don't know whose hands it's going to touch. We don't know who's going to be the Michael Jordan of build of this industry, right? We need you to step up to the plate. We need you to say, "Hey, you know what? That basketball is mine. It has my name on it." Okay? Because there's no top dog. There's no top dog in this company right now. You are the next top dog, Jose. You are the next top dog, Laura. Kenneth, you are the next top dog. Erica Neal, you are the next top dog. Are you going to make the decision, Ignacio, to say, "You know what? I'm going to be that top dog. I'm going to make a decision today, tonight, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to win in build. No ifs, ands, or buts." You know what, Valerie? Are you going to be that one? Carla, are you going to be that one? All you have to do is just make a decision, ladies and gentlemen. And it all starts with up here. Make that decision, go mad about it, and say, "You know what? I'm going to draw a line in the sand." That's the beautiful thing about this industry, is that you could always draw a line in the sand and say, "You know what? Me, Sabrina, Tumblin, I'm going to win. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to walk that stage as builder, whatever, executive. I'm going to be that one. I'm going to, guess what? We're going to have rings to back it up too. I'm going to be that ring earner. We used to have this thing called comma clubs. My husband and I, we still talk about it. We're going to be that comma club. Okay. We're going to grow a team with nothing but comma clubs. Kim, what is comma club? What are you talking about? That means that your paycheck has commas in it. Your paycheck has commas in it. My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, how many commas are you going to have in your paycheck? Okay. I said that one time and somebody was like, "Oh, I want zeros." I'm like, "No, no, no. You want commas, not zeros. The zeros come with it. But guess what? The commas, the more commas you have, those zeros could be in any place you want, as long as that first digit has a numeric character to it, right?" I'm super excited because I got off the phone like super crunk mode. I know that's not business corporate verbiage, vernacular, but I was on crunk mode because I talked to Mr. Wences. And sometimes when you encounter me, I have such a serious resting face that people think like, "Oh gosh, she's always serious." And sometimes I don't get like energetically excited, but it's all internal. And then as soon as I got off the phone, all this energy started building up, and I'm like, "You know what? Perfect timing, because I'm doing the MMC call." So this is where all that energy is coming from. Mr. Wences has given some great nuggets before I got off the call with him. And I'm telling you the direction of where this company is going. You're in the right place. You're at the right time. You're with the right people. The question is, if you're looking in the mirror, are you the right person? Are you the right person, ladies and gentlemen? So let me just share with you just a little bit of mentality, some nuggets here, just to get things going before I actually jump into the Rain H2O training, right? So I just want to talk about our mindset. 95% of our success is our mindset. 5% is the how-tos. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time, probably 95% of my time, talking about mindset. The other 5%, I'll end up the call with that 5% and sharing with you the how-tos of how to get started. Now, ladies and gentlemen, get your fingers ready because this is interactive. I want you to interact with me. By the way, while you're texting, go ahead and text the rest of your team and tell them to get on this call. We're at 92 people and we're still growing. So let's keep on growing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So as we're talking about 95% of success is our mindset, as you could tell, I energized you enough. Now you have the mindset to say, you know what? I'm energized. Let's get focused. What do you have, Kim? Talk to me. Preparing your mindset is extremely key. Always keep the end in mind. How do you keep the end in mind? What do you plan on succeeding? How do you plan on succeeding? Okay. What are you going to do to succeed? Well, I don't know, Kim. That's the reason why I'm on this call. That's the reason why Carly shared with you, take copious notes. Make sure you have a pad. Make sure you have multiple pens and take notes. Constantly take notes. When you're at events, take notes. When you're listening to calls, take notes. When you're on a Rain H2O call with a mentor, take notes. When you're on a solar call with the Idris of the world, the Hans of the world, the Jabaris of the world, make sure you're taking notes. If we as mentors are out there working for you, how can you become a mentee to transition to a mentor if you're not taking notes, ladies and gentlemen? That's why it's extremely important. You can never, even today, I tell my children all the time, it doesn't matter what age that your parents are, we will constantly, one thing that you could count on, 99.999% of the time is that your parents will continue to grow and develop each and every day. Ladies and gentlemen, the day that you said, you know what, I've arrived, I don't need to grow anymore, that's basically the day that you said, you know what, this is my death day. Okay, because you're constantly having to grow, ladies and gentlemen, and don't be that person that say, you know what, I've learned enough. Keep on growing, keep on developing. What I love the most, I was speaking to a young gentleman, Mr. Leroy Woodard. And I'm telling you, this gentleman here, he's has so much experience in his life, so much wisdom in his life throughout the decades of years that he has. But yet he still calls me and he says, Mrs. Bean, I still want to learn. I'm still going to be in Rain. I'm still going to promote. I'm still going to talk to people. I'm fanatical about it. I don't know his age, but he has a lot of wisdom. Let's say that. And I love his spirit because he's constantly wanting to grow. Those are the individuals that I love talking to and mentoring calls with because he's open-minded. He didn't say I arrived. It doesn't matter his age. Okay. And also the young people, there's never that day that you said, you know what, I've arrived. Okay, don't ever say that. Continue growing, continue developing your mindset, continue becoming better each and every day. How do we get started with our mindset? First and foremost, if you've joined the business and you have yet to write any goals down, you're already slipping, ladies and gentlemen. Always write down goals. I start off with 10 goals, okay? Write down 5 short-term goals and 5 long-term goals. Okay, well, Kim, what differentiates short-term goals and long-term goals? When I said get your text message ready or get your texts ready, that means I want you to start putting things in the chat. Give me some goals that you have. Give me some short-term goals. For instance, what are short-term goals? I'm going to obtain all of my certifications in BYLD. Okay, I'm going to make 1 sale a week. Those are short-term goals. I'm going to get on the MMC calls every single week. Every single Monday. MMC is Millionaire Mindset Call, by the way. I'm going to be a presenter. Those are short-term goals. Let me see your goals, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see your goals. Shout outs. Okay. Barbie, she says, leave her part-time job. Robert Doc Reed, hey, congratulations on your Alpha 75, Doc. Builder 500, he says. Alonzo, he's just going to show up. Alonzo, I have a call with him tomorrow. See, these are people that are active. I'm not even like, I haven't even talked to Alonzo. I didn't even specifically tell them to put this into the chat, but they're ready. They're Rain ready. They're business ready. They're builders. They are wanting to succeed in life. And ladies and gentlemen, put people on the phone. Talk to people. Pique their interest. That's the only way. Don't be afraid. because that's what the mentors are for. You know what? When you get some solar deals on the line, when you get ADT deals on the line, when you get rain deals on the line, you're not the expert. It's okay. That's what we're here for. Peak enough interest to get them on the line, and we will do the rest. As a mentee, that's your role. I'll go over some of those topics as well too. And hopefully, let me looking at my clock to make sure I keep on track. Kendrick Philpott, Builder 500. These are his short time goals. Okay, Leslie Johnson, making a sale. Chris McHenry, 100,000 in 100 days. Six figures in 100 days. Come on, let's go. Carla Wynn, complete get four, pay no more. Absolutely. Why not? Get your four, pay no more, never have a subscription a day in your life because you have your four. Let's go, people. Okay, make a decision, get mad, and let's go. Okay, complete certifications, Kathy Jewell says. Okay, so I'm going to keep on, but keep on putting your short-term goals, in the chat. Now, the next thing I want you to do is put your long-term goals. What are your long-term goals? Remember, I said jot down at least 10 goals, 5 short-term, 5 long-term. So what are your 5 long-term goals? Okay, put it in the chat. Maybe it's retire at the age of 30, what maybe it's 6 figures in 6 months. Maybe it's 6 figures in 100 days like Mr. McHenry. What are they? Buy a new car in cash, pay off my home, pay off my mom's home, retire my mom. What is your long-term goal? I hope retiring your mom won't be long-term goal though. Execute consistency. I don't know if that's long-term or short-term. It's probably starting to get mixed up here. Pay off all the bills. Absolutely. Buy my mother her family home. Absolutely. Make it happen. Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to start dreaming again, because oftentimes we get to a point in life where life is lifing and we lose out on our dreams. We stop dreaming. You know what? Now that we have a venti, have you thought about your dream vacation? Have you thought about your short-term goal for a vacation or a long-term goal for a vacation? Maybe you want to go to, I don't know, Galveston, Dallas, Houston, California, LA for short-term. Maybe you want to go to Bali. Maybe you want to go to UK for long-term. I don't know what the case may be. I believe Laura Johnson went to Dubai not too long ago. We got some friends in Egypt right now. So what are your goals? Jot it down. The sky's the limit. And you know what? For those that say, you know what, I already got my 10 goals. Okay, great. Let me tell you something. One thing that I love to share is write down 100 goals. 100 goals. Not 100 goals for anybody else. Now, these are the advanced people. I don't know if you're advanced. You seem to be advanced. So I'm going to even put this step out there. What are your 100 goals? I know I had this is still my goal. I want my name Kim Bean on a huge building. I don't care. It has to be a skyscraper sized building. I want me a jewelry store, nothing but gold jewelry. I don't want no other jewelry. I want jewelry and diamonds. That's all I want. Like, I want to be able to walk in and say, oh, I want to wear this. Okay, yep, it's mine because it's my store, right? I could bring it back. I could trade it back, whatever. I want a jewelry store. I want an app about what? I don't know. I just want an app. Okay. The app that somebody could download on iPhones and Androids. Okay. That's just, it's getting creative again, ladies and gentlemen. It's dreaming again. Why not? How much did it cost me by dreaming that? Absolutely nothing, but it could cost you everything by not dreaming, because now you're stagnating, not just yourself, maybe your spouse too, maybe your children. How about your grandchildren? How about your legacy that you're leaving behind? Continue to dream. I'm never going to let anybody steal my dreams, ladies and gentlemen. I have family members, my very own family members, the people that birthed me was still in my dreams. Guess what I told them? No. Kim is going to find an exit strategy out of this family for about a year. And I told him, I'm still going to be here, but just trust and believe that I cannot stay around this negativity. I have to leave. But I could tell you one thing. I kept on going back. Because that's my family. But when I tell you that the good Lord, the good creator, man above, the good Lord said, you know what, Kim? Stay on track. You're not focused. He literally removed me from my family purposely, intentionally. And within that 1 year, it was painful. It was hurtful. It's kind of like, women having a baby. It's painful, but the joy of being able to see the gift that our creator gives us at the end is totally worth it. It's a blessing, right? So when he removed me from my family, my very own family, it hurt. It was painful. I wanted to see my family. I wanted to be with my family. But within that 1 year that I was removed with my family, I became the strongest woman that I could ever imagine that I could be. Like I knew who I am and whose I am, right? And that allowed me the strength, the capacity to say, it doesn't matter. Like you could talk to my team members. I don't do negativity. I don't. Like it just bounces right off. And I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do about it? What's the solution? So when you come to me with a problem, automatically, it's like, okay, well, the solution is, it's like, how did you come up with that solution so quick and so fast? Because a successful person, a millionaire mindset, shifts their gears up here, shifts their gears to finding solutions, not problems, because there's always strength in your struggles. So the struggles that I've already gone through has allowed me the ability to be the strong person that I am today. That's my story. Okay. And you may be like, you know what? Well, number one, I'm not you, Kim. Number two, I'm a man. This is me. I'm tough. It's okay. You find your toughness from somewhere. You find your toughness from your test, right? You cannot have a testimony without that test. So whatever test you're going through, whatever challenges you're going through, whatever life you're in right now, be able to overcome that. Now, going back to the goals here. Okay, so let me stay on track. Okay, so jot down your goals. Okay, next thing is look at your goals and turn them into your affirmations. How do I turn my goals into my affirmations? By making it present tense and even evolving it to past tense. Many times people have a challenge making things into past tense. Like I recruited 100 people within 30 days. I made 5 rain Alka 75 cells within the last 30 days. That's past tense. That's done. It's done. It's over. It's been affirmed, right? So move it from maybe current tense to like I earn 5,000 a month. I have a team of 100 builders. I recruited 2 builders a week, or I recruit 2 builders a week. And once you feel comfortable and confident enough to make it present tense, to change it to past tense, then that means you could add on more affirmations. Okay. Now, don't type out your affirmations. I know some people are like, oh, I'm going to type it out. I'm going to type it out. I'm going to print it up. I'm going to post it everywhere. Don't do that. Write it out with your own handwriting. The reason why you want to write it out with your own handwriting is because your brain could turn that switch to identify what your handwriting looks like. Therefore, you connect your own handwriting to your mental state of mind, to your heart, to your action. Okay, that's very, very key. When you type it out, that's no different than me typing it out for you, Alonzo. You have to write it out for yourself. Okay. And some people, I already know, you're going to write it out, you're going to stick it in your journal, and you're not going to look at it again. No, that's not what you do with your affirmations. What you want to do with your affirmations is continue to look at it, keep it out, write it over and over and over again, read it over and over and over again. I want you to take it and record it. Everybody has smartphones now, right? You paid $800, $900, $1,000, $1,500 for your smartphone. It's smart for a reason. It has a voice memo that you could record on it. Start recording your own voice saying your affirmations, okay? I have made 20 calls a day. I have earned 5,000 a month in rain commission. I've made 10 calls for my solar leads. I've sold two Alpha 75s this month. I've recruited two builders a week. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Two builders a week. That's 8 to 10 builders a month. Carla, that's your four right there. That's your four right there. Pay no more. Okay? That's the answer to your question. That's your solution right there. Okay? So write it out. Not only are you writing it out, okay, write it out each and every day. And as you're writing it out, you're reading it out. How many times do I write it out? Until you get tired. And when you get tired, it better be at least 100 times already. Okay. I'm telling you, these are the things you might be saying, Kim, you know what? This, it sounds kind of lame. This lameness got us to the point of where we are today mentally. And I mean, financially, that's going to come. But what I said was millionaire mindset. You have to start up here first. You cannot earn six figures. You cannot earn seven figures with the mentality that you have today. You have to shift your gears. You have to make a change, not now, but right now. Okay. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay. So don't give up overnight. Keep on pressing on, keep on pressing on. Okay. Write these stuff down. Okay. Another thing that I want you to do is write down what you're willing to give up. Put it in the chat right now. What are you willing to give up? Give up that gossiping. Give up the phone calls, talking to your bestie and gossiping about people. That doesn't pay the bills. I promise you that does not pay the bills. Okay. Give up Netflix. Give up, yeah, the subscription for Netflix could pay for your subscription here at BYLD. Give up scrolling on TikTok. What are you doing right now that's not bringing you money? That's not bringing you productivity, right? Start jotting those things down, because as you're willing to give it up, what you're going to find is, wow, I have a little bit more time. Okay. Something I also want you to jot down too. Write down the things that are going to be obstacles that you're going to encounter. What do you mean, Kim? Like, maybe you might get evicted. And if you get evicted, what are you going to do? Are you going to quit BYLD? Are you going to stop, prospecting? Are you going to stop recruiting? Are you going to stop sharing the Alpha 75? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Rain H2O, I was going to share this a little bit later, but Rain H2O's commission pays out quick. Pays out quick. I'm not just saying that because I'm the mentor and I'm the director of Rain. Proof is in the pudding. 1 week, 2 weeks max, you're getting a commission after it closes. So why not? If you're going through a foreclosure right now and you need, a couple of maybe a payment or two to pay, guess what? Sell a couple of Aqua 75s. If you're in California, sell some water filtration systems. California, you're slipping right now. You're the only state that you're able to sell whole house water filtration. Do you know all the other 49 states are drooling right now? And you have the opportunity in California to step up to the plate and make it happen. Remember, you could be that one. You could be that top dog. I'm rounding back. You could be that top dog. Make a decision, people, right? Okay. So I don't know what else, what other obstacles? Put it into the chat group. Maybe it's lack of spousal support. Maybe it's, I might lose my job, and then I'll start losing focus. My dog might get sick. My cat might get sick and pass away. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, write down those obstacles and then people, you've heard me say it, get mad. Make a decision to not allow those things to get in your way. Nothing can stop you but you. The man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, that's the person that will stop you from your success. But that's also the person that will get you your success, is that woman, that man in the mirror. Okay. So moving right along here, after you've made your decision, continue to affirm your goals, your dreams. Write it out, repeat it. You know what? Sometimes this is what I would do. I would test my team members. Hey, what are your goals? What are your affirmations? And if they're like, let me grab it, that means they're not writing it down. That means that they're going to take much longer to achieve their goals. It's not like, oh, Cleve, you got to go make sure that you write your affirmations. No, it gives us as mentors from the sense of coaching, um, mentorship, and leadership. It gives us the ability to say, okay, that temperature may not be there. You know, they may talk the talk, but maybe they're not walking that walk just yet. Or maybe they're not making that run for their goal to get to build 500 or to, make that six figures just yet. That gives us the ability to say, oh, you know what? Maybe we need to step back from them. They may not be ready. Or it may be the ability to say, Kenneth, remember when you said you wanted to get your family a family home, get your mother a family home? Remember when you said, Dulcie, that you wanted to be able to have your children go to college with one paycheck? Or Daniela, it might be like, mm, you know what? I want to be able to be on my own and not rely on anybody. I want to be, out of the shadows of whoever. Or Donna, it might be like, you know what? I love to cook, but I don't want to be in a restaurant. So what should I do? So then I'll tell you, I said, Donna, remember when you said these goals? Remember? And so then she would have to reflect back again. That's why after you've made your goals and you've written it down, send it to your mentor. Your not your solar mentor, not your rain mentor, not your ADT mentor, your coaching mentor. The person that says, you know what, I'm going to take you on and guide you in the right direction. Okay? That mentor. Okay. That mentor is going to lead you in the right direction over to the promised land, ladies and gentlemen. Real business owners, real business owners and real entrepreneurs, they do what's required to succeed, not what's easy, not what's fun, not what's hip or what's trending. They do what is required. They do what is necessary. Well, Kim, what all do I have to do? And how often do I have to do it? Do it enough to when you feel like it is necessary to keep on doing it. And then when you've already done it, guess what? Keep on doing it again. Okay. Successful people are accustomed to doing the mundane things. That means like, the boring things, right? Once they keep on being a professional and an expert at doing the mundane, that means that they could teach it and they could repeat it. And if they could teach it and repeat it, that means that they could duplicate it. And if they could duplicate it in this scenario, they could duplicate it in another scenario, and so on and so forth. And then there's consistency. And people follow people that are consistent in their actions. People follow people that already have that success. And that success may not necessarily be the sales, but that success could be, you know what? That person no longer procrastinates. That person achieves everything that they say that they're going to achieve, right? So let's make that happen. Okay. Be the person. Be the person that you want to recruit. Be the person that you want to recruit. Be the person that you want to be in your business. Okay. Be that person that you want as a business partner. Okay. Like sometimes when you're writing down your list and you're like, oh man, this is like somebody I just can't approach. This is my chicken list. Like these are professionals. These are doctors. These are attorneys, I can't speak to them. Dr. Arlene just popped up. Oh my gosh, this is Dr. Arlene. I can't talk to her. She's a doctor. She's done so many accomplished things. Her children are so successful. I can't speak to somebody like this. Become that Dr. Arlene of the world. Okay? Don't compare yourself to no one. Compete and compare yourself to you, but always have a gauge. Who do you want to be like? Okay? And when you see that person, take characteristics from that person and say, you know what? And do not put anybody on a pedestal. Please do not put anyone on a pedestal to the point where if they make a mistake, they can't come down from it. Everybody are human beings. They all make mistakes. They must come down at some point in time, right? But I want you to be able to say, you know what? This is my gauge. This is what I want to do. Okay. This is why I want to be able to be successful. This is how I could move forward with it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now I've talked to you about the mindset. I've talked to you about the mentality. I've talked to you about affirmations. I've talked to you about goals and dreams and things like that, and stop dreaming. And the reason why I had to share that is because when we do, and now this is shifting gears over to Rain H2O, when we do calls for Rain H2O, and this does apply to any other businesses and sectors of our business as well. It's not just applies to Rain H2O, but when you're coming to a Rain H2O, be prepared. Your mentality has to be ready. Understandable, you may not necessarily be able to make it to all the calls and all the three ways because you're still working a job. That's understandable. And so at least give your mentor that heads up. Okay. When you give that mentor that heads up, then we're like, okay, well, they're on a call. I have to introduce myself. Okay. Now, in the event that you are on the call, a successful call would say, you know what, Kim, this is Mrs. Daniela Pacheco. This is Daniela Pacheco. She's been in the industry for quite some time. She's extremely successful in her own right. She's very knowledgeable in the industry that she's in. And, she's a student of the industry, and everything that she touches, some way, somehow, always she succeeds. This is somebody I want you to listen to. And then hey, Kim, this is Mrs. Daniela Pacheco. Mrs. Daniela Pacheco, this is Kim, the person that I entered in that lead for. Okay. Now, I've met Ms. Daniela a couple of times. I don't know her background, but did you hear the edification? All of a sudden, it's like, oh my gosh, who is Daniela Pacheco? Mrs. Pacheco, Miss Pacheco. Like, okay, let me pay attention. Matter of fact, let me grab my pen and pad, right? So now you've given the expert, the mentor, the ability to have the respect that they need to be able to share the information. Okay. Now, if you just get on the phone and just sit there, everybody's on and sit there. So then now the mentor has to say, oh, okay, well, I'm Kim. How are you? Pleasure to meet you. It's awkward. It's an icebreaker that we have to develop and create, right? Which isn't a problem because we have become an expert in that. But I want to share with you reasons why you may not necessarily be fully successful. You may already have calls that you've booked, but you didn't set it up right. And if you don't set it up right, the mindset has to shift because the sale does not close when the mentor gets on the phone. The sale continues to close as you introduce the product, as you're piquing that interest. Okay. When you're piquing that interest, I have my own, acronym when it comes to peak, P-E-E-K. The P is for piquing interest. The first E is for exposure. The second E is for putting them on the phone with the expert. And then the K is for close. Okay. So my close is spelled with a C. or actually my close is supposed to spell with a C, but I spell it with a K. So pique that interest. Get the person on the line, inquire, be inquisitive, ask the proper questions. That could be another training on another day as I'm going to wrap it up. But I have some things to share with you too. But pique the interest of your client. Once you pique the interest of your client and say, you know what, I have the perfect solution for you. I don't have a lot of details on it, but I have the exact proper person that will provide you the solution. Okay. I understand that you've been unhealthy for the last 60 days or so, and you've been going back and forth to the doctor. Perhaps maybe a little tweak of something that I want to share with you. I don't know if it will even work or not. That means that's the takeaway, right? I don't even know if it'll work or not. I don't even know if you will even, qualify to even speak to this person, but I definitely at least want to give you an opportunity to at least get the information, right? Knowledge is power, right? Almost. Almost. Knowledge is power, but it's the application of knowledge that is even more powerful, okay? So also apply the knowledge that I'm sharing with you. Apply the knowledge that I'm sharing with you. Okay. So what I want to do here also is just jump into it. And yeah, definitely proper edification. Okay. When you're putting in the lead, ladies and gentlemen, please go to the training that I did that says part 1 in our back office and see how to put in a lead. Some of you are not putting in leads right. Okay, this is big boy, big girl conversation. Some of you are not even putting leads in right. Okay, we asked you to load up pictures of the sink, the top of the sink, the bottom of the sink. Okay, on the solar side, they asked you to load up the utility bill. Do as we asked. There's a method to the madness. Okay, let me share with you the method to our madness of asking you for pictures of the sink. I'm not concerned, whether they're selling a Clio. I mean, they want a Clio or they want an Alpha CT. Okay. I do want you to put the product of interest on there. But in the event that they say, oh, I want an Alpha CT. But what if they qualify for Alpha 75? What if they, qualify for the best of the best? You just pre-screened them without being an expert because you want to close a deal. That's very unprofessional. That's very selfish, by the way. Okay. If you provide us enough information as a mentor, okay, and this is one thing that I am attempting my darndest to teach the mentors in Rain, that it's not just about a sell. It's not. It's about listening to the person and seeing and hearing their needs. Now, I will get on the phone and I'll say, okay, well, what did you like best about what you heard? Because they've seen the presentation. Do not bring a person on the phone on a Zoom call without a presentation. Okay. Because I allocate 30 minutes for every call. And sometimes I have back-to-back calls. And if you don't provide them the presentation to see in advance, that means that I don't have time to do Q&A. That means that you didn't do your part to be a professional, to be an expert, to really enhance your percentage of the close. Okay? So if you already done the presentation, I could spend as much time as I need to be able to answer any concerns that they may have. I promised you, I've attempted my darndest to go through all the nuts and bolts of making sure that I've touched whatever topic that I needed to. And I even worked on objections within the presentation. See, some people think a presentation is just, okay, this slide, this slide, this slide, telling the price. No, 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 no. Okay. When we present as professionals and experts, we present with a strategy. Okay. And part of that strategy is overcoming objections within the presentation. So when you share that presentation that I did for Rain H2O, majority of the time, by the time they get onto the call, they just need to know what they need to do about financing. But if you don't put a presentation in front of them, then I've had people that come to my line and or come to my Zoom call. They don't even know why they're even here. They don't even know why. They don't even know what Rain H2O is. They don't even know what water filtration is. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not embarrassing me. You're not embarrassing the mentor. You're embarrassing yourself because you're saying, I'm not professional enough. I'm scared to tell you about our products. I know I'm stepping on some shoes, some toes. I hope you have your steel toe stilettos, and I hope you have your steel toe boots on. But I'm not here to sugarcoat you. I'm here to sugarcoat the situation. I'm here for you to win. Okay. And I will be setting you up for failure by not giving you these tips and these nuggets. Somebody put tough love right here. Yes, tough love. They're like, man, I thought she was nice. I am nice, y'all. But yes, I have to give this information to you because we have to win, not just as an individual, but as a company. Okay. Like I shared with you, Mr. Wences, we share some great information to us. This is a company that will win. Okay. We're winning already from just the year that we've been in business, but we're going to win on a massive scale. And the question is, are you going to be a part of it or are you going to be a detriment to our success? Right? Because if you're a detriment to our success, others, leaders, we have our running shoes on. We're going to run. Okay. You might get ran over. Okay. Yes, keep on. You might get ran over because we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to develop. Okay. But we will allow you the ability to say, you know what? I'm on board. Put me in, coach. Okay. So with that being said, you got what else we need to talk about as far as like these calls? the edification, the presentation, the Calendly, okay? Book the Calendly. Make certain that you save. Now you save the actual lead and make certain that you copy and paste that Calendly and book the Calendly. If you did not receive an email, or if you don't receive an email, that means that you did not book the Calendly appropriately. Okay. I've gotten text message. Oh, are you on the call with my client? No. Do you have the Zoom number? Because if you don't have a Zoom number, that means the schedule wasn't booked, you know? Oh, let me back up on presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, if you start wasting your mentor's time, your mentor will stop mentoring you. Okay. And you're going to end up with a mentor that doesn't give a diddly. Okay. When we mentor, we're going to mentor you and coach you through the process. We're going to coach you and share with you nuggets that you could pick up, that you could use in objections, that you could talk to yourself through and guide you through. Okay. There's never not one time where a mentor should get off the phone and you're like, man, I'm completely lost. I didn't get no nuggets from this. No, every time you should pick up some nuggets. Okay. And if the mentor is not guiding you, then I strongly encourage you to find another mentor that will guide you accordingly, so that way you can pick up the nuggets. That's in any sector of our business, okay? Because the point of having a mentor is to be able to learn from it so you could close your own deals, okay? I don't want to be so busy where I can't get clients, and get additional clients. Now being busy is a great thing, but I want you to be able to make it's no different than, us building a business. We want our team to walk the stage. We don't want to be the only ones walking the stage, right? I want to be able to build a massive group of mentors, because a massive group of mentors will then in return bring in sales, but not only bring in sales, close sales too. At the end of the day, you know what? This company stays in business with sales, subscriptions too, but also sales. Also sales. Okay. So we got a few more minutes here. Let me jump into a slide that I wanted to share. Those are some effective ways for you to be able to succeed in this business, in this industry. More to follow for sure. Bear with me. Let me open this and then also share my screen. So meanwhile, if you've gotten some nuggets so far, put some fires in the chat. Let me know you're out there. There it is. It's coming in. It's coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Doc, Mark, there you go. Dr. Arlene, Doc Reed, iPhone users, John, Barbie, Cleve. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Let me get some face love from Facebook too. Oh, I don't see any. Oh, mine might be slow on Facebook. But let me go ahead and share while you're putting that into the chats. All right, all right, all right. Okay, thumbs up if you see my screen.
We can see it, Mrs. B.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay. Now, these are the 3 products that we have in all the states. Alka CT, which is the countertop. Alka 75, which is underneath the sink that has the red D. The Clio shower. Okay, that goes into the shower. Now, currently only in California, we have the whole house water filtration systems. Okay, for some of you that have asked, well, you know what? I thought in Texas we did it too. Okay, that means that you just haven't listened to the last couple of calls that I've been doing. Alka's the whole house water filtration is only currently in California. Now, in the event, oh, let me just share that. Once I share that slide, we could go over it. Okay, so let me go over some commissions first. Okay, so commissions, same commission setup as solar. Okay, so you could go over that. It's the same exact thing. It's just doubled up because Rain H2O sells much easier and quicker and faster. Okay, so mentor sales. Now, this is where I'm starting, where I pretty much almost stopped recapping on a few things. from the last training call. Okay, so the first training call was sales training 1. This is going to be, MMC sales training 2. We're going to cut and paste it and, put it together. So here we go. Mentor sales, becoming a mentor. 3 training sales with a mentor, 5 closed sales on your own. Complete the RAIN H2O certification. So I have the certifications. I need to put videos behind it, and then you could do the certifications from there. Okay. When you become a mentor, you split the sales with the consultants or the builder on your team or company wide. Okay. Now, 3 training sales with the mentor, you split the commission. The 5 sales on your own, you should be qualified enough to be able to make your own sales and close your own deals. The mentor will still be there to guide you, but make sure, that's why it's important for you to be on the calls. If you are not on the calls, then you will get the commissions for the deal, but that cannot account for your mentor criteria, your qualifications. Okay. Okay, let's see. As a valued mentor, you'll receive 100% commission payouts on all your personal transactions. This is no different than what, with solar as well, but this is just RAIN H2O. Now, sales for mentor qualifications. Clios, which are the shower heads, does not count. Do not count for mentor qualifications. Okay. What counts for mentor qualifications would be the Alka CT, which is the countertop, the Alka 75, which is underneath the sink, and then the Protector 1 or the Protector XC. Okay, which is the whole house water filtration systems. Transactions must be separate clients. Okay. Now, what's the difference between direct transactions and mentor transactions? Like I said in the last training, this may be subject to change, but right now, as of today, it is effective as of today. What is today's date? The 12th, May the 12th. Okay. Direct transactions would be Alka CT Clio shower filters. Direct transactions means orders that do not require assistance of a mentor and does not require a presentation or demonstration or explanation. That means I'm on the phone, I seal the deal, call it a day. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind on some occasions. There were I've done presentations, full-blown presentations, and they end up getting an Alka CT. Number 1, they didn't share the presentation, so I had to do the presentation, and they end up they thought that they were going to come on the phone to get the Alka 75, but they didn't qualify for the Alka 75, but they qualified for the Alka CT. Now, in that scenario, I personally, being a mentor, I wanted, the team to win, the team member to win. So I said, you know what, I'm not even going to worry about the commission. That commission goes to, I'm going to give it to the actual sponsor. Now, excuse me, not every mentor will be that kind. So don't feel like just because I did it, I'll do it again. Or don't feel like I did it, another mentor will do it. This is what is set in stone for right now. Okay. So that commission on direct sales, whether it be the Alka CT or the Clio, will be evenly shared between the consultant and the sponsor. Now, next time, if somebody doesn't come to the Zoom call and haven't seen a presentation, I'm not going to be able to do a presentation. Okay. They're going to at least have to see the presentation first. That's courtesy. That's respect of the mentor's time. And that also helps show your professionalism and how you want to win in this industry and this business. Okay. So mentor transactions. Mentor transactions include the Alka 75, the Protector 1, and the Protector XC. Mentor transactions means orders that require the assistance of a mentor and or requires a presentation, a demonstration, or any type of explanation. Okay. Now that commission payout is evenly shared between the builder, the consultant, and the mentor. Okay. Evenly shared, 50-50. Now, keeping in mind, this is 50-50 of the actual 70-30 split, right? So bear with me one moment here. My apologies there. So this is 70% of, this is 50-50 of the 70% split. Okay. 70% with the company, 30% back to the excuse me, 70% to the mentor and mentee, or the sponsor, the mentor and the mentee, and then 30% back to the company. If you have any questions, feel free to put it into the chat for the sake of time. Thank you. Okay, here. Okay, let me share with you some key benefits of Rain H2O. Okay, now these are some things that will allow you some leverage when you're talking, in the event that you feel like, you know what, I need to have more knowledge. I need to have more information to be able to expose what I need to expose. Okay, great. Okay, this is what you will need right here. If you want to screenshot it, you can screenshot it. I'll put it in the back office, as well. Have y'all seen the back office? That's nice, right? That information is getting out there. I love it. I love it. Shout outs to IT and corporate support for all that good information. But here's some benefits. Owner of the manufacturer that we use brought mineralized water to the United States. Well, mineralized water? What are you talking about? I thought we had Alka 75. I thought we had alkaline water. Well, we do. Alkaline water is mineralized water. Alkaline water is just another word for mineralized water. What do we mineralize it with? Calcium, potassium, magnesium, okay? Our manufacturer has been around for 28 plus years in business. Our manufacturer specializes in filtration, not just water, so that means rainwater is filtered extremely well. All parts are made in the USA, from nuts, bolts, screws, plastic, and it's used in our system to the filtered material. Everything is made in the USA through the filtered material, including 100% lead-free drinking water faucets. No need to concern yourself about cheap products and plastic leaking into your water. Lifetime warranty, okay? So as you read this, notice how many times did I put the name of our manufacturer in the screen? None. Zip, zero, zilch, okay? Because we want you to use Rain H2O. Now, you could identify the manufacturer by saying our manufacturer. No, there's nothing to hide, but the more you bring up our manufacturer's name, they're going to go Google and look into our manufacturer, and you can possibly lose a sale, okay? So that's why we say our manufacturer, okay? Now, moving right along here are some more benefits. This is also in your back office, okay? You print this up, take a look at this. This is also benefits in a snapshot of how you could promote your Rain H2O. We're going to continue putting materials into your back office, okay? Actually, IT had just loaded up some more materials in your back office. Go take a look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, do not book an appointment with us and put a lead in for yourself if you're just wanting training, okay? This information here has to be your training, okay? Now we're going to continue because we don't do individual trainings. What we will do is book appointments so we can help you close the deal, and that will be part of your training, okay? You have to put customers on the line. There are some of you that say, oh, you know what? I know enough information. You've given me enough information. Can I go ahead and be a mentor and close my own deals? No. The answer is no. Okay? Go through the process. That's not fair for everybody else that joined just like you, that has to go through the mentorship, that has to go through the proper channels to be able to learn this information, but yet you think that, oh, you could be better than the next person? No, that's not fair. That's not fair and that's not right. It's not ethical, okay? So here is a revised version. All I simply did was just kind of highlight this for you guys to see. We only ship our whole house water filtration. It's not ship. We only are able to sell our whole house water filtration in California, okay? Not in Texas. There was some information that transpired in Texas that we're not selling whole house water filtration in Texas unless, okay, and this is not just Texas, this is in any state. If you come on the phone and you say, oh, okay, I'm, my client's in California, my client's in New York, my client's in Oregon, my client's in Louisiana, in any other state outside of California, your clients will be able to get a whole house water filtration system. I'm working with a gentleman now. He's actually he built his own home, currently built his own home, from, foundation all the way to the top of the roof. He built his own home. So he's qualified to be able to do his own install on his whole house water filtration systems. Okay. So he's taking that liability. On top of that, he's purchasing it in full. Okay. So number one, look here. He's paying it by credit card. He's paying it in full. He has his own financing. He's actually just paying it outright cash or credit card. Okay. He's his own plumber. Okay. Now, if you just say, oh, hey, you know what? I've installed a faucet, or I've installed a Clio before, I think I could install a whole house water filtration system. No, we do not recommend that. We do not recommend that. I repeat, we do not recommend that. Now, and then he's going to assume full responsibility for the installation process. And he has check marks on all of those. And so therefore, yes, we will sell it to him. Okay. And so that would be the stipulation when it comes to the whole house water filtration systems. Okay. Now, please read the bottom. Please note that Rain and its manufacturer will not be liable for any damages or issues resulting from correct installation by purchasing the system outright. Clients acknowledge that they have read and understood and agreed to these terms and conditions. Okay. So here we go. This is what y'all been waiting for, right? Pricings and commissions. So the pricing, this is the pricing. This is also going to be in your back office, or you want to take a picture of it to have it, in your back pocket. That's fine. The Clio showers are $199. The Alka CT is $24.95. The Alka 75 is $39.95. The Protector one, again, only in California, is $79.95, and the Protector XC is $89.95. The tax is already included. The shipping is not. The only install allowance that is provided is for the protectors, which is the whole house water systems. Okay. Now, the shipping cost may be subject to change depending on where it's being sent to. Okay. Here goes the commissions. Okay. The Clio commission on the Clio shower is 70. Okay. The 70 goes mentor, mentee, 50-50 split. Okay. Alka CT, the commissionable volume is $997, 50-50 split, $498, $498. Alka 75, $1,571. 50-50 split, $785, $785. Protector 1, $2096, $1048, $1048. $2709 for the Protector XC. Mentor split, $1354, $1354. Well, Kim, you know what? My commission wasn't exactly the amount that you have on the screen. Well, beneath it, it says commissions may vary depending on the discounts, depending on the dealer fees, which is the financing, and any concessions that are made. Okay. So keep that in mind. Okay. And then there's also just a breakdown on, just at a glance, the direct transaction and the mentor transaction. Okay. Now, that there, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, from here. Okay. So, these are our three products. Okay. Well, how much do you think, it will pretty much range for, each item? Well, the Clio shower heads, which are $199, they cannot be financed individually. Now, in the event that you purchase it with any of the other products, it can be financed with that product. So the Alka CT, it ranges about $30 to $50. The Alka 75, it ranges from $50 to about $85. And this is, a month when it's financed. And again, depending on your credit. So please do not come in at a 500 and say, oh, I thought my Alka 75 was going to be $25. No, it depends on your credit. Protector 1 whole house water systems, it can be as low as $85 up to about $130. Again, depending on your credit, right? Okay. Well, this is the fun stuff. So I got some information today, and we too, Rain H2O, can also provide vacations, free vacations to places like Hawaii, Indonesia, Cancun, Paris, Japan, London, Athens, you name it, we could provide it. Okay. Well, there's actually a list of different places that you could select from, and you could select it whether it's 8 days, 6 days, 5 days, 4 days. You choose the destination. Of course, it depends on also the amount of days and nights that it is. But I thought that was pretty cool that we're now able to provide a no obligation water filtration quote, and then your client can receive a free destination. Now, this will not go to the Cleos, okay? So don't put the Cleos on the phone saying, hey, you know what? This person wants to get a Clio shower head. No, that's not the case. John, you're having a field day. That's what you were already thinking about, John. Put some Cleos on the phone. I love it. But yeah, have your clients get their quotes today. It doesn't hurt, to put them on the phone, kind of pre-screen them a little bit, let them know of the presentation. And please just don't say, oh, you know what? Get on the line and just listen to the presentation, and then you could automatically get a free quote. No. Okay, let them see the presentation, let them see what's going on. Once they get onto the line, we're going to go through the process of financing. Okay. I'm one of those mentors that would say, hey, do you have an idea of what your score is? And they're going to tell me, and once they pull it, then I will have an idea of what your score is, and I'll know if your client is lying and fibbing, or being honest. Okay, or maybe just outright don't know. But this is kind of cool. Use this as a tool for you to be able to get more appointments. Use this as, I don't like to say carrot dangler, but use this as a tool, right? Use this as a tool and be able to say, hey, you know what? I know you wanted a vacation. I know it's, on your dream list, but, this might be an exit strategy for you to be able to take a nice vacation. I know that you're buying bottled water, and have you heard all of the health challenges that people have by drinking plastic out of plastic bottles, or even drinking tap water? Even your refrigerator water filter is not enough. Share this, dangle this into them. I mean, I know I'm about to book this, even though I already got my Alpha 75. I'm going to find a way to make sure I get one of these vacations on my own in my arsenal too. So have your clients on the phone and get them to get that quote. Whoa, who's that little pretty lady there? Next Wednesday, there will be a new Rain H2O overview. That Rain H2O overview will be with new slides with the new presentation. Same information, just really fancied it up. Our IT got real fancy with us, and we now have new slide presentations that is very appeasing to the eye. So we're super excited about that, to share that information. So get your customers ready, get your clients ready, get them on the line 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so that'll be a business overview there. Now, we will start having a business overview for Rain H2O after this month, after this presentation here. We're going to have one every first Wednesday of the month. So bank on that. Put that on your calendar. Mr. Chris McHenry, shout outs to him. He's putting calendars together. He's doing amazing with that. And so that too will be on the calendar as well. Something I want to share before we get off the line. Commissions, back to commissions again. The commissions that will be paid out will now be paid out into your iWallet. So that's going to be super exciting too. We no longer have to obtain your information with your routing number and your account number from the sense of Rain H2O. So your Rain H2O commission will now be loaded up in your iWallet. So that's super exciting. So the only thing we'll need from you is your W-9. So anytime that you have a commission and you're about to, close on a deal and you have a commission coming, make certain that if you haven't received any type of commissions before, to submit your W-9. Okay, you're going to submit your W-9 to accounting. I don't have that email right offhand. If anybody has that email, please put it into the chat. I don't know where my phone is, so I can't even. check, I believe. Chris, do you have it?
He already put it up, ma'am.
Ah, you're the bomb. Accounting at buildnetwork.com. See, teamwork makes the dream work. See, I love this team. Accounting at buildnetwork.com. Okay, so when you're expecting a commission coming, make certain that you submit your W-9 then at that point in time. That way it'll be fresh in the in the accounting's email and they could research and look for it right away. So with that being said, my name is Kim Bean. I'm the Director of Operations with Rate H2O. I will be signing off at this time. Oh, you know what? My apologies. I believe I have a couple more a couple more questions, and then let me sign off. I know that Daniela had a question. Let me see if you want to freshly put that question into the chat again. I could check. What is the required credit score for financing clients? That's from Kathy Austin. Kathy, there's not a magic number, to be quite honest with you, because the credit score could be, 800. But if the debt to income ratio is very high, then that person will not qualify. Okay. Now, if they have a great debt to income ratio and their score is fairly decent, about 650, then more than likely, and they're in the right, in a state that they're doing financing in, then they could qualify with around a 650, 675. But once again, it also depends on the city and state, excuse me, not city, the state that they're in. We have started, our financing department has started working with additional financial banks, and we are working with some additional bankings that will qualify for different other criterias, too, lower criterias. What they claim is around 450, 500 too. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen that 450, 500. I haven't had anybody come in with a score that low. But so therefore I haven't gotten anybody approved at that point just yet. So I would suggest, that's a great question. I know you want to pre-screen, but just get them on the phone. We'll go through the process and we'll see, okay? Let me see. I think I saw a question. Okay. Oh yeah. And anytime you put in a question, write in all caps question. And then that way it stands out and I'm easy to spot it. Which is the best presentation for exposure? As of today, the one that's in your back office, that is the best one. Now, when you select the mentor should have in the description section of the mentor, they should have a presentation that's already in the description. So you could use that as well too. And then really the best one will be this upcoming Wednesday. Fresh and new, right off the press. They have to get the destination. Yes, Chris, they get the destination. We pay for the hotel. They'll pay for the taxes. Alonzo, can we get these slides we went over for Rain sent to our WhatsApp chat, please? I could definitely do that. It'll definitely be in your back office though. Why don't we do that? I think it'll be more organized if we just put it in your back office. Jackie. Okay. Is there a training for the finance process or is it only when we have a sale? That's by John Dunham. The financing side is only for the mentors. So you do not have to overwhelm yourself until and when you become a mentor. The 4K price for the Alka 75 doesn't include the installation. No, it does not. The installation, there's no install allowance for the Alka 75. Okay, so the $39.95 is for the Alka 75. You or the client will be responsible for the installation. The vacation is effective today because we announced it today. So any sales today on forward will be able to provide that that vacation. Is that true also for Clio sales? I don't know your full question. As far as that, Crystal Rogers Jenkins, is that true also for Clio sales? So let me know. When does the sponsor receive commission from the CT or Clio purchase? You receive it once the sale has been completed. Once the sale has been completed, and it's typically within a week, depending on when the sale closes, max 2 weeks. Now, The only dilemma, if you have not received it, it's because you may not have a W-9 on file, or prior to today, your banking information was not available. But in the event that it's not and you're waiting on a commission, feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp. Or if you have my regular text message, I do receive text messages much quicker and faster. You're welcome. You're welcome. Regarding W-9, is that for any sale or only the higher price range H2O? If you've made a sale and you are receiving a commission, then yes, fill out the W-9. Question, is there a limit on how many vacations we could give out? Like solar is 3 a month. I'll let you know prior, but go ahead and submit it, and then I'll let you know when you've exhausted all of your vacations. That means bring it on, Candy. Okay, I got you, Daniela. About the direct transactions, the sponsor mean the one who enrolled you into the company? Yes, the sponsor is the one that enrolled you into the company. So say, for instance, if Sabrina had enrolled, I'm just looking at names that are in front of me. If Sabrina had enrolled John and John closed a deal with a Clio, like he bought it, then the commission will go 50-50 to John and to Sabrina in the scenario of a direct transaction. And if so, does the sponsor still make commission as well? I didn't get that second part, or if I answered it. Okay, so it says about the direct transaction, does the sponsor mean the one who enrolled you to the company? Yes. And if so, does the sponsor still make the commission as well? Yep, I answered it. Yep. Yes and yes. Question, is there a limit on how many vacations? Okay. You too, April Almonte, put the leads in, and then we'll let you know when you've exhausted all your vacations. Okay. Let's see. This is a sell. This is, well, my apologies. Okay. Oh, no. Clio's does not include for vacations. No. CTs and above. Okay. Does the sponsor make commissions on sales as well on mentor transactions? The sponsor will receive overrides on the commission. Okay. The sponsor will not split the commission. Okay. Remember that 30% that I was talking about, 70 and 30, that 30% goes into the overrides. Your sponsor on mentor transactions will go towards that. Oh, thank you, Dulcie. She gave me kudos on this call. Oh, Daniela, I love you too. Question, when does the sponsor receive, I lost it. Okay, when does the sponsor receive override from Alpha 75? The way commissions is set up now, if you're talking about commissions, not overrides, commissions, then that too is paid every Friday based off of when the transaction is closed. Okay, so you could either get paid within that week or within that following week. The only time that it exceeds out that following week, that just means that your information is not on file, and feel free to reach out to me. Okay, and I'm going to close out with Barbie's message that says, love this, Kim. You are the best. I appreciate your energy and your mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. My name again is Kim Bean. I will see you on Wednesday with on the Rain H2O overview call. And ladies and gentlemen, don't come by yourself. Come with someone. Make sure that you promote big and get them on the line, ladies and gentlemen, because I will make sure that I will do my bestest to give them the information to get you to book that lead. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Millionaire Mindset Call.
Thank you, Mrs. Bean.
Thank you,
Thank
Queen
you, Miss.
Bean.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
that was
you.
cool.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you,
Very
Mrs.
good.
Bean.
Sweet to the point.